There are three words in the Bible that I think are critical to understanding the Christian faith and what it means to apply the teachings of Jesus to our lives. Those three words are justice, mercy, and grace. Justice, receiving what we deserve. Mercy, not receiving what we deserve. And grace, receiving something we don't deserve. And I don't think there's any better illustration of that than what happens when you get that sickened feeling when you look in the rearview mirror and you realize you've violated some traffic law and the blue and red lights are flashing behind you. I hate that feeling, and unfortunately I've felt it far too many times. But I remember one time in particular, after I had preached 2 services at the church, I was on the way home in my little blue Toyota pickup, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and oh no, the lights were flashing, and I got pulled over. Well, in the process of getting pulled over, I realized that I hadn't fastened my seatbelt. And so, without moving my shoulders, keeping my head facing forward, I slowly reached down, grabbed my seatbelt, moved it over, and snapped it, confident that the officer would never know the difference. The only problem is he had probably seen that happen hundreds of times. And I rolled down my window, ready to give him my credentials. And the first thing he says is, "Did you just fasten that seatbelt?" Well, what was I going to say? I was a pastor. I tell the church all the time how we need to be honest, how we need to follow God's word. And so there was only one appropriate response. Yes, officer, I did. Justice, mercy, and grace. I deserved a ticket because I wasn't wearing a seatbelt. That's justice. He didn't give me a ticket. I didn't get what I deserved. That's mercy. Now suppose he had given me a ticket and I went to the county courthouse and paid to pay the ticket, and I was told, the officer that pulled you over paid the ticket for you. That's grace, receiving something I didn't deserve. I think that perfectly describes what Christ did for us, certainly on a much grander scale. Part of growing in our Christian faith is accepting the full responsibility that we deserve God's justice. We deserve His punishment for our rejection of Him. But instead, we receive His mercy. We don't receive His punishment, that which we deserve. And in fact, He extends it even further by extending His grace, giving us the gift of salvation, which we most certainly don't deserve. Justice, mercy, and grace. When we look at all of the scriptures and all of life through those three words, it transforms our thinking about not only this life, but the life that is to come.